So a lot of older individuals are at risk of developing constipation, but more so than that, patients that have had surgery for any reason are at risk of developing constipation, and it can significantly impede your recovery. It makes you feel uncomfortable. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you not only what are some of the factors that cause constipation in the first place, but what you can do to prevent constipation from occurring, or how to treat it if constipation has already occurred. So stay tuned. Okay, well, welcome back. My name is Adam Rosen, and thanks for tuning in again today. If you have not already, please subscribe and click the like button so people like you find information like this. Well, it's interesting because, I found over the years a number of my patients, people that I was just seeing in the office for routine problems. One of the things they suffered from was constipation. And why? Well, most of my patients are older, and a lot of them are on medicines for their blood pressure called diuretics that make them go to the bathroom, or men that have enlarged prostates so they can't empty their bladder frequently, and all of them tend to drink less water. And it is extremely important to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So if you have enough fluid in your system, it's going to allow the food to pass through your bowels and prevent constipation from developing in the first place. So number one, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. But patients that are then undergoing anesthesia are at risk for a number of other factors that can contribute to constipation. So number one, again, dehydration, because we tell you the night before surgery or the morning of, don't eat or drink anything. So you're already coming in depleted. The second thing that happens is you have surgery and you have anesthesia, and the anesthesia can slow down gut motility. That can lead to constipation. The third thing is you had surgery, so you're not moving as much as you used to. Even though you might be doing physical therapy, you're not as active as you once were. And that immobility slows down gut motility, and again, can lead to constipation. And lastly, and probably the biggest factor that we see in post-operative patients, is the use of narcotics. Narcotics slow the gut. So the use of narcotics can lead to, and is one of the main culprits in constipation. So how do we go about treating this? I bring this up to my patients at the pre-operative meeting, and we discuss that constipation is a significant risk factor after surgery, so we want to start treating it before surgery. So most important is patients should be on a high fiber diet. And there's both insoluble fiber, that's kind of what we call roughage, so like leafy green vegetables, so lots of salads and things like that. Nuts and dried fruit are other insoluble fibers. The other thing you want to add to that is soluble fiber, so things like oatmeal and whole grains, fruits like apples and bananas. So I make sure that my patients are eating a diet rich in these for the weeks leading up to surgery, and then they might also be on some over-the-counter medication. So things like Metamucil or colace, making sure that they're starting them so when they come into surgery, they have had regular bowel movements prior to surgery. And the goal of surgery is to get people up and moving as quickly as possible. We try to get you back onto a regular diet, so lots and lots of liquids, lots and lots of water. And those two things can really, really help decrease constipation. The other thing that you may have seen in one of my other videos is the idea of multimodal pain management. So these days we try to treat people with anti-inflammatories, acetaminophen, certain nerve agents, and other modalities to lessen the amount of narcotics that we use, and that in turn decreases the risk of constipation occurring. Now, other things that I want to talk about too, because I have a list of things that I share with my patients that they can add as dietary foods that can treat constipation once it occurs, or again, prevent it from happening in the first place. So big thing, sweet potatoes. You can make mashed sweet potatoes. You can make sweet potato fries. You can make sweet potato chips. Any kind of sweet potatoes is good with fiber, and that can help mobilize the gut. The other thing, old, tried and true, prune juice. Prune juice for a lot of patients is very, very effective to get the bowels moving. Coconut soup. I have a lot of patients that like Thai food, so the coconut soup, the tom kha soup, is a great thing, especially when you're not super, super hungry. A nice warm bowl of soup can be helpful, and it can get the gut moving. I mean, if you've ever watched Tom Hanks in his movie when he was stranded on the island, he experienced what coconut milk can do to the gut. Other things, lentils. Lentils are one of my favorites. I tend to eat lentils in soups and salads and make all sorts of different dishes. I have one favorite dish, which is a combination of quinoa, lentils, carrots, mixed in with a lemony ginger dressing. And I will put that recipe in the show notes. Great thing that you can make ahead of time, leave in the refrigerator, and just take a little bowlful and eat it from time to time in your recovery. Now, what if those things do not help completely and you need to go sort of up the chain of things that might be helpful? Well, one remedy that you can get over the counter is milk of magnesia. A little cup, 30 cc's of milk of magnesia, usually gets the bowels moving. If that doesn't help, sometimes you have to go the opposite end, and things like a Ducalac suppository can sometimes help get the bowels moving. And occasionally, in some instances, people need a Fleet's enema to really kind of flush out that system when you have a very hard stool that just won't come out. Now, lastly, and this is sort of the thing of last resort, is sometimes people get so constipated they actually have an obstruction, and in which case they have to go to the emergency room and somebody will have to manually disimpact you. It's a very uncomfortable procedure that patients sometimes have to go through in the emergency room, but it is the option of last resort if these other remedies haven't worked. But again, most important thing is prevention. And one of the best ways to prevent is to stay hydrated and eat a diet high in fiber. So I think that should hopefully cover most of the information that people will have. I've seen a lot of discussion of constipation come up recently in a lot of the forums, which is why I kind of made this on my to-do list to talk about. And I hope this information has really helped you keep that bowel moving, especially around the time of surgery. So thanks again for watching. I'm Adam Rosen. Until next time, stay safe.